Good day, this is Seewing Yee from the Yee Real Estate Network. On this VA foreclosure listing presentation, I'm going to present to you a foreclosure property located in San Antonio, Texas. And this Veteran Administration listing uh, uh, appeared, I would say, maybe a week ago. Although right now is toward the during the holidays, we still expect several people, other individuals competing against you. So once again, all the properties that I personally handpicked in all the great VA foreclosure markets are very desirable, very much in demand, and I expect multiple offers. But at the same time, if you once we work together, we can have a very good chance, a good percentage of your offer being the winning bid. So, all right, without further ado, let's dive into this great property in great area. So, this property is looking San Antonio at is listed at $199,000. Is a four-bedroom, three-bath, 2,377 square foot, and is is very new. I think it's built in 2016, so pretty much brand new. Okay, you might as well. So let me click on the Google map, show you from a high level where this place is located. Oh, by the way, let me give you some additional credibility on my part. In addition to being a VA foreclosure expert and have achieved the purchase of several government VA homes with 0% down myself, especially here in the Bay Area. So I have a great track record and great result associated with buying VA foreclosures because of my 20-year U.S. Army retiree. Above and beyond that, I was also coincidentally was stationed in San Antonio back in 1984 to 1985 when I was in active duty, located in U.S. Army Fort Sam, Houston, Texas. Just to remind you that San Antonio has one of the largest military concentration population in the country, and because of the military bases, there's a Randolph Air Force Base. They train Air Force pilots. Then there is a Lackland Air Force Base, which located very close to the property of in this location. So Lackland Air Force Base is a basic training facility for the Air Force. All right. So not only there are many active duty soldiers who are stationed in the greater San Antonio area, but there are also a number of veterans. Uh, there are a number of veterans, ex-military, that have service perhaps one tour or more, or that choose to stay in Texas and San Antonio in particular. And of course, there are many active duty retirees, military retirees who have served at least 20 years and are receiving their respective pensions. They are choose to decide to live in San Antonio metro area as well. So uh, other than that, San Antonio, Texas is probably top five in the country for the last few years in terms of population growth and economic growth and a lot of jobs, a very healthy economy. It's just tremendous growth, a lot of construction, a lot of people moving in here from all over the country. So the future is looking very bright in terms of the overall economy. It's not just military based. It has financial services, manufacturing, high tech, retail, tourist industry with the Alamo, everything has a I don't know, still like 4 million people are living in the San Antonio metro area. So again, if you check on any uh, resources, you will notice that San Antonio is one of the fastest growing city in the country. And all right, so this property is located on the yeah. I had a real good time. I was my wife and I we stayed in 2 years in station here back in 84, 85. We have a tremendous amount of experience. We love San Antonio, and being stationed there is great. We have a lot of good time. Great experience. Anyway, this property is located in the western part of San Antonio, just a mere few miles from Lackland Air Force Base. As you can see, Lackland Air Force Base is only a few miles away. But I would say, in terms of tenant, most likely, I would have to say 50% of your potential tenant, half of them could be active duty. They could be Staff Sergeant E6 or Sergeant First Class E7 with 10 to 12 years of active duty service. They have the ability, because the housing allowance given by is based on the location of the and the cost of living. So a Staff Sergeant and a E6 or Sergeant First Class E7 typically are giving a tax-free monthly allowance by the military of at least $1,900, $2,000, believe it or not, and that should be more than sufficient to pay your monthly rent if that's the case. But even if not a active duty soldier going to be renting your property, ultimately, we have to believe that any kind of civilians out there clearly have the ability to to earn around $60, $70, $80,000 a year, and they are not in a position to buy. So many of them are rent, and they'd be more than happy to pay you $1,900 or even $2,000 monthly rent on this great 4-bedroom house in this location, given that this house is very located in a very good neighborhood and is almost brand new. Inside is really good. So in terms of location, once again, is really good. So, and here's the dot right here. Here's the center of San Antonio. Fort Sam Houston, by the way, is around here. Randolph Air Force Base is around here, outward to the east, and then Lackland very close by, and many other amenities going on. All right, so let me then go over the property. The listing agent mentioned some good things about it. It's a beautiful 2-story home. Let's go over the pictures, all right? Although this Zillow, you can very easily just log into the Zillow website and type in the address. You'll see the same thing I'm looking at, right? So so as you can see, very nice property. The backyard, with a lanai inside. I think this is the second floor, one of the bedrooms, I think. Downstairs, open floor kitchen plan. Very, very spacious. It is tile, so it's not, there's no rug, so therefore there's no need to change any rug. A lot of people might want to do that, but so again, kitchens are very, very spacious, very clean. The walls are nice and clean. I do not believe we need to do any kind of painting. No changing of the rug. Like I said, very spacious living room. One of the bedrooms, probably upstairs. This is probably the master bedroom, and one of the master bedrooms, very huge. This is a huge house. 4-bedroom, so it gives it bringing more rent. Being a 4-bedroom, you can rent it to a family of both spouse and then 2 or 3 children at least, easily 4 bedrooms. Okay, so I do not see too much cosmetic rehab that needs to be done, but I incorporated around $3,000 into the calculation, just so we know the buffer in terms of additional rehab costs that will come out of your pocket as a buyer should you choose to buy this property. Okay, let me see what else I need to say. 2016, the lot is 5,600 square foot, so fairly large backyard. All right, so of course I have property management in place, the contract team locally to help you do everything you need to do to bring you up if your offer were to be accepted. So the taxes is kind of high, but it will be offset by this rent or estimated rent of $1,900. So, and the school rating is not bad either. 8 out of 10, elementary 5 out of 10, middle school 6 out of 10. So, all right. So let's look at the rental meter. This is I look at the, I search within a 3-mile radius of this property with 4 bedrooms with 2,400 square foot. Let's see, is it 20? Yeah, around 2,400 square foot, and it comes out that 42 of the 4-bedroom properties in the 3-mile radius are being rented. So it clearly tells me, and it also tells you, that the rental market in this neighborhood is very, very strong. It has been very strong for years in the past, and there's no reason not to believe that the rental market will continue to be very, very strong here for indefinite periods of time. So again, we have great property management here. We have sold properties in San Antonio for a number of years for our network members, and this time we are promoting a mere 5% down. You can still cash flow. It's just mind-boggling how valuable this niche system that I'm promoting for a select few of our investors. So now I look at the comps. I'm gonna try to match up I'm gonna try to locate the 2,400 square foot. Now bear in mind, even though this property is less than 1 mile away, it's almost similar square footage. They're renting for only like less than 1,600. But I have to believe that this property probably are older or just is not as good. So I have to believe that. So let me try to find another comp. This one is a 1.5 miles away. It's almost similar square footage. It's renting for 1,800. So again, my sources tells me that this particular property that I'm talking about is can be expected to rent for 1,900. So this is a good sign. Okay, so yeah, that's it. And then finally, when I say finally, I'm going to talk about the cash flow analysis with respect to this property. If I can find it. Oh my goodness. Where did it go? Oh, you went over here. All right, that's okay. All right, okay, here's the numbers, right? Here are the my financial calculation, which is very, very important. All right, so 199K. So if we work together, if I can assist you with submitting the offer, you will most likely have to offer at list price or slightly above what we call the VA Veterans Affairs people. Once they review all the offers, they will take the highest and best offer. So do not ever undercut this list price, because you will be rejected for sure. So anyway, we work together to find a proper submission of offer. So the down payment at 5% down, bear in mind, okay, we're not talking 25% down payment to buy this investment home. We're talking 5% down. So read my lips. So that in it by itself will give you tremendous value, leveraging of your money to buy a huge asset. And just imagine, right? I mean, your 5% down is on this list, multiplied by this list price equals only plus the closing cost around 4,000, plus the cosmetic rehab cost maybe 3 grand. So your total out of pocket is a mere less than 18 grand. For 18 grand of your money, you're able to buy a nice asset for almost $200,000, right? Very new property in a great location, and it's a long-term buy and hold, and have the renter pay down your mortgage. Because if you're into active duty soldier, the government is paying the allowance for you. The government is almost like a guarantee rent. Okay, I don't want to say the word guarantee, but as long as the soldier are in good status, they are disciplined, they don't screw it up or commit any kind of disciplinary action that can force the military to kick them out ahead of schedule. But the military tenants are the best tenants out there for obvious reasons, because they can pay you $1,900 in this case out of the tax-free monthly allowance that the military pays them, and their military base pay are not even being affected. The base pay whatever they get paid is their own money. They don't have to allocate that money to pay for your rent. Furthermore, military people living off post, they're giving some additional food allowance. It's amazing all the benefit you get by being in the military. So this active duty soldier living off post, renting your property, for example, depending on their grade, on the what the rank are they're getting around approximately another $300 of tax-free food allowance. It's called BAS, Bachelor's Allowance for Subsistence, BAS. Tax-free food allowance to live off post in addition to tax-free housing allowance called BAH, Basic Allowance for Housing, BAH. For sergeant can pay you easily $1,900. If you rent into an officer, a lieutenant or a captain, in the Air Force or in the Army, they have like $2,300 tax-free monthly allowance to to rent out a nice home out there in San Antonio. Because anyway, all right. So based on the projected rent $1,900 on this property, minus I know the property tax is high, is almost 2%, not quite. So equate to $352 monthly. But do not dwell on the high property taxes. That's how Texas is. But you look at the big picture. You look at the entire cash flow analysis, and I will conclude that for you. So anyway, the 10% property management fee of the rent equals 181. Then I put in the 5% maintenance factor on an annual basis. So all my numbers are, as realistic as it can be. Rent to value ratio is, wow, it's almost exactly 1%. That's a benchmark that I teach for my investors. 1% rent to value ratio will give you a positive cash flow regardless of how much down payment you put it in. Capitalization rate is almost 7%. That is very, very acceptable. Cash on cash return 12%, very, very acceptable. You're using other people's OPM, other people's money, which is the loan. 95% financed. 95% finance, LTV, loan to value, only 5% down from your at-risk investment. And you can potentially get a like 52% total return on your investment, which is calculated by the annual net cash flow projection right here, 2130. Principal reduction of your loan on an annual basis, you get a benefit of 3187. And then first year appreciation, which I only put at 2%, which is equate to almost $4,000 at the end of the first year. By the way, each time you buy a government foreclosure property, it is the expected that you're buying a property at 5 to 10% below market value. Okay, and when you do the loan with the VA lending, vendor financing, they're not going to do any appraisal. They will accept the list price, whatever the offer was accepted. So you could buy you could have a walk-in equity of 5 to 10%, especially if your cosmetic repair cost is very minimal. So not only you get a slight, this monthly cash flow is not that high, $177, but nevertheless, it's still positive cash flow, right? I mean, you need to look at it because you're only putting in, less than 18 grand based on my projection on a great property costing almost 200 grand and still positive cash flow, and then have a walk-in appreciation, equity growth. I mean, so my numbers here in terms of a first year appreciation does not factor in the under market value that you're buying on this particular property. Okay, so you got a lot of inherent benefit. I know these numbers are sort of on paper, I mean, you're not gonna reap the benefit of this returns until you sell the property, then you get your capital gains, whatever, tax or no tax, depending on your strategy. But at the end of the day, you have to look at the paper gain, right? So the paper gain overall on this particular property with the all the numbers I'm sharing with you are way above expectation. Is very attractive, if you will. So this is okay. So I think I have talked about everything I need to talk about. Oh, obviously the vendor financing loan that you can get at 5% down as an investor, you could be any investor. You do not need to be a military veteran. you can qualify to get 5% down payment as long as you qualify to get a loan, right? And then you have 2 years of rental property experience. That's all the initial requirement to obtain this 5% down windy financing, and I can help you buy great government VA foreclosures in the best real estate markets in the country. All right, thank you so much. I think that's all I need to say. And this is Seewing Yee, the Yee Real Estate Network, and I'm looking forward to help select individuals who are motivated, who understand the value of buying government VA foreclosures. All right, thank you so much. This is Seewing Yee. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.